On the phone with his granddaughter, telling her that if she tells anyone that he'll fucking have her mommy disappear.
Lost their home because of a tornado or gone through some...
Bullshit. Joe Biden doesn't talk to Americans. He talks at them and tells them stupid stories, the same stories, over and over and over and over and over again.
Personal problem. So I see that strength and that resilience and that steadiness every single day. Wow. And he's unflappable. And when I look at the man,
works on pooping his diaper.
Integrity, his character has not changed, and he's unwavering. He's unflappable.
Yet another.
He's unflappable. More like unintelligible, am I right?
Presidential campaign.
Look at how bald he used to be. Oh, wait. He's got hair in that picture. I'm sorry. My eyes aren't good, and I have to have tiny little windows open everywhere.
Be what, your fourth?
Fourth. Oh, yeah. Fourth.
Wait, is it?
14th campaign.
Exactly. Potentially another 4 years in the White House
Yes.
with everything you do here. Does yet another one give you any pause, thinking of like the personal health and well-being for both of you, the division in this country, the cruelty of MAGA Republicans against your family?
I gotta just say, Mika's kind of fucking hot, and I would totally bang her.
Does any part of you once in a while think, oh, maybe we bow out?
You know, that's why I want to go through yet another campaign. Because I think, as Joe says, democracy, our freedoms are
Hey, what's up, Joe?
on
We
the
were just
line.
talking about you.
And so Americans have a choice. You know, they can have strong, steady leadership, someone fighting for democracy, or they can choose chaos and division.
So
Yeah, we can either have Donald Trump or what we have now. Exactly. That's what we've been trying to tell you.
what do you see as your role as First Lady now, as opposed to a possible second term? Any changes that you would make? I know you have a pretty big policy platform now.
Well, when we came into office, I knew that I wanted to work on what I've always worked on, military families, cancer, and education. And now I have a new initiative, which is the Women's Health
curing
Research.
cancer. Now that we gave it to everybody by making them take a fucking stupid shot that leaves DNA. Well, I'm not going to talk about what it does. I'm not going to say what it may or may not do. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny how they care about cancer.
Initiative, because women's health has been underfunded
Women's health.
always. And
Guys, women's health is underfunded, and when they say that, they mean abortions. That we need more money to go to the abortions, guys. I mean, those black babies won't abort themselves.
we need to have fairness in the amount of money that goes toward research and studying women's diseases, because, you know, women are living
like the clump of cells that men leave inside them.
So much longer with chronic diseases. And that has to change. And I took that to Joe, and he said yes and signed the executive order. So
he signed the executive order without reading it, without asking any questions. He just signed whatever I said. I'm drunk with power.
We're on our way.
How have you been coping personally with the onslaught of accusations against your husband and your family?
The onslaught of accusations. You mean the countless suspicious activity reports, the countless witness informants, right? Yeah, all the accusations, guys, with the evidence. You know, accusations by the banks, accusations by the FBI.
Including and especially Hunter, is the focus of a House Oversight Committee hearing, holding him in contempt, obsessing over him, showing pictures of him during vulnerable moments in his battle with addiction on the floor of the House.
Get that video, damn it.
This would crush any family.
Mika, I think what they are doing to Hunter is cruel. And I'm really proud
It's cruel, guys. What prosecuting my son for the crimes that he's committed is cruel. It's cruel. Making him pay millions of dollars in taxes for money that he himself said that he made, and the millions of dollars that he self-assessed that he owed. Oh my God, they're being mean to him.
how Hunter has rebuilt his life
He's
after
rebuilt his life, guys. Guys, he's not buying 2-gram 8 balls anymore. He's buying 3-gram 8 balls.
addiction. You know, I love my son, and it's hurt my grandchildren, and that's what I'm so concerned about, that it's affecting their lives as well.
What do you think when you hear Trump Republicans calling it the Biden crime family? Or I have one congresswoman, the Biden crime
You
family
think Mika
sold out
looks like a
America.
dude?
Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's a liar. He's mentally incompetent.
Yeah, wow, and she's right. He is a liar. The man lies about everything. He's like my ex-wife. He just, like, his default state is lie, right? In fact, if Joe Biden tells you something, you can be almost positive that the opposite is true.
And let's not even talk about what "Let's Go Brandon" means, but you have
fuck
U.S. senators
Joe
holding
Biden, that's what it
signs that
means.
say that.
It's hard to realize our country, isn't it? I mean, to look at it.
You guys remember when Joe Biden got a phone call from, like, he was like on like C-SPAN taking phone calls, and the guy was like, "Let's go Brandon," and Joe was like, "Yeah, let's go Brandon. He's a great guy," or something like that. And Jill all looked at him like he was stupid.
Used to have, and what the other side, the extremists, have turned this country into. I mean, we would never see things like that, say, 10 years ago.
This has got to be so different than any races that you.
It is.
And your
I was
husband
brought up
have
in a
run.
black church
Yeah.
and raised in the Puerto Rican community.
It's a little scary.
It is a little scary, and I think I think it's not just for me and for Joe, but just to see what happened. I mean, look at the insurrection that took place.
The
I mean, it's just so
insurrection,
hard
guys.
to believe.
When we do
that
it,
the
it's an
United
insurrection. But do you guys know? Last night, the pro-Palestinian protest was just as much as of an insurrection as January 6th. They literally tore down fences, and they were trying to break into the White House and murder everybody inside. Right? Like, it was so bad. It was so bad that Joe Biden had to call a lid. Right? Right? He had to send everybody home. Right? Because they couldn't get people in and out because because Americans, right, are marching down the street demanding that we respect the rights of terrorism, right? The rights of terrorists to kill Jews. And they're so adamant about it, they're willing to fucking storm the White House. But no one's talking about that, right? Not even me. I don't even have a story about it because it's like such not even a big deal, right? But when we do it, when they legitimately had a fraudulent election, everyone can see it. 60% of the country, right, don't believe that the election was fucking was legit, right? 60%, more than half of the country believes that there were shenanigans during that election, right? Right? But we're the terrorists, right? Doing what our founding documents instruct us to do when we have been usurped, right? When our rights have been taken, right? That we've been told by the founding fathers to rise up, right? No, but they, when they want to kill my fucking family, right? Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and respect their rights to murder your fucking people, SpaysE, right? Right? But don't you dare defend this republic.
States of America
You insurrectionist.
witnessed an insurrection. I think Americans were just stunned by that.
I guess they're being called by the Republican frontrunner, hostages, those who were.
Or patriots, as he doesn't call them. What they were, insurrectionists. Dangerous
I'm sorry,
extremists.
Freddie Sodium.
And
I
you
don't
still
even
want
have
to
my
be in the
Venmo
fight.
address.
Oh, that
Hold
makes
on,
me
I'll post
want
it
to be
in the
in
chat.
the fight even more.
Oh, wait,
Because
that's not
we
right.
have to win. We must win. We cannot let
No,
go
you must
of our
lose.
democracy.
Please, God, don't let these people win.
And if you don't,
I don't know.
can't even think about it.
No, I can't think about it.
There are
Yeah,
two
because
hot
you're a
wars on
goddamn
the world
idiot.
stage that your husband is managing. There's the threat of another Trump presidency, which we just talked about. He's a man indicted 4 times. He's doubling down on the conspiracy theories, flouting the rule of law. Many would say that literally everything is on the line. I think you just said that.
Yeah,
This is a massive
it's funny.
amount of physical and
It's
emotional.
funny how democracy is on the line because of Donald Trump, right? To the extent that the party of democracy uses the legal system, right? Uses the legal system, right? To fucking persecute and prosecute their main political opponent. Oh, thank you for sending me $10. I'm not gonna say who it was. Mopar money. Ha ha. Thank you, brother. Hold on. Yeah. Persecute our president. Because they're a bunch of fucking assholes. Here we go. There's the link to Venmo. I don't know if that was you that just sent it or not. Yeah, I don't know.
It would
Mika's
be
kind of
on
hot.
any person.
I mean,
Your
she's got to be
husband is
pushing
81.
60. For how
At
old
the
she
end
is,
of a
she's
second
pretty
term,
fine.
he'd be 86. As his life partner of 46 years, is there a part of you that is worried about his age and health? Can he do it?
He can do it, and I see Joe every day. I see him out, traveling around this country. I see his vigor. I see his energy. I see his passion.
Hey, thank you, Freddie.
Every single day.
So, to those who say, I can't vote for Joe Biden, he's too old, what do you say?
How astute of you. Yeah, I couldn't vote for Joe Biden because he's too fucking corrupt. I couldn't vote for Joe Biden because he literally molests little girls, including his own daughter.
I say his age is an asset.
His
He's
age
wise.
is an... Mika laughed. That's so ridiculous that Mika laughed at her.
Yes, he's wise. He has wisdom. He has experience. He knows every leader on the world stage. He's lived history. He knows
He's
history.
lived history. He fought in the American-Spanish War.
He's thoughtful in his decisions.
He fought in the Civil War for the Confederacy, like his grandfather, the slave owner.
He is the right man or the right person for the job at this moment in history.
So democracy is on the ballot, and also something has been lost in this last 4 years, or during your husband's presidency as a result of the Trump presidency, and that is a woman's right to choose.
A woman's right to choose murder, right? Now, look. I don't necessarily think the government should tell people what they can and can't do with their body, right? But my opinion is that if you can live with yourself after murdering your own baby, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? If that's something you can live with, whatever. I don't care, right? But since you people pushed the issue, right? And I had to understand, like I had to rationalize this topic, right? And since you push the issue and say there has to be a law, right, about abortion, right? Unlimited abortions have to be the law, right? Well, then I say restraint has to be the law, right? The opposite of whatever you think is what I think, right? If you think that we should have unlimited abortions, I say that we should limit it at 3 weeks after fucking conception, right? 3 weeks of pregnancy, you can't have an abortion, right? Because if there has to be a law, it should be to conserve life, not to ruin the American fucking dream, right?
Healthcare. How important do you think that should be in a factor for all Americans who are voting in the next election? It feels like we've slid back. I mean, I can't believe my daughters.
That's why we have to keep fighting. And we're going, and what Joe wants to do is to codify Roe. And that's what we have to do.
Yeah, that way Joe Biden can knock up his granddaughter and get an abortion the same day.
Have to keep fighting.
Are you ever hopeless? Do you ever lose hope?
No. I'm never hopeless.
So what do you say to people who are really scared right now?
Mohab.
I would say that
Mohair.
things are going to get better. Things, we have to continue the fight. And that's what we plan to do.
Now, I think this is really interesting, but I understand classes resume for you.
This morning, yes, I had to go to school.
Oh, Dr. Jill, she's so busy, guys. She's so busy. Like, she teaches school, right? She has to fucking administer Joe Biden's methamphetamines in the morning and his oxycodone at night, right? Right? Now she has to teach classes. Well, who will be there to help Joe Biden off the stage during his presidential rallies that no one shows up to? I wonder. It's just a conundrum. The poor lady just has it so hard, I'll tell you guys. Poor Dr. Jill. Dr. Jill and the Funky Funk. Dr. Jill and MC Poopy Pants, right? And DJ, Dr. Jill. DJ Biden and POTUS Poopy Pants. All right, guys. Yeah, guys. So, I don't know if you heard or not, but we just struck Yemen again. Just like a few hours ago. I don't know if anybody heard that or not. But we just did. Yeah. We're going to be talking about World War III here for a little minute. But first. Where is that shit at? Is it that? Aha! Yeah. You guys remember Kyle Rittenhouse, right? You guys remember Kyle Rittenhouse? I do. You remember what he did? Remember what he did on that night when those damn commies tried to rape him and he blew their brains out? Yeah. That was pretty badass. That's why we like this Rittenhookah, guys. Because Kyle showed us that sometimes it's just, most times, pretty much damn near every time, it's better to be dead than red. Better dead than red, y'all. Let's fire this bitch up. Better dead than red. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. My buddy gave me a little bit of weed because he's cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. Better dead than red, motherfuckers. Yeah, let's hit it again. Let's hit that shit again. I've been saving this for hours just to smoke it with you guys. Better dead than red. Better dead than red, motherfucker. Is he even talking? Are you even talking, SpaysE? What the fuck? It's not talking. Why isn't he talking? Something's weird. Did I break him? Has he been like this for a while? When am I going to open up? When do stores open up here? What do you mean? Like at like 6 o'clock or something? 6 o'clock? I don't know. Some stay open. We have a couple all night ones, but I think Walmart opens at. Hey, oh no, he's talking. I think Walmart opens at like at 5. I think. Huh. Let's see here. Better dead than red, guys. We got one more. We got a couple more hits in here. No, we got one more hit. Herbal store. Oh, I don't know. It takes a while for the permits to come in. The permits are only $30,000 here in Ohio. Whoa. But yeah. No, I would just keep buying it the way I have been buying it. It's actually cheaper than the stores, right? I get really good deals, right? Remember, Felix, remember when you came to my house and I got that big giant handful of bud and then we lost it for $5, right? Like a big handful of nuggets for $5, right? And then it blew off the table. Remember? It blew like off the deck. That's my luck. All right. Because now marijuana is not just decriminalized. It's like totally legal. Yep. Yeah, it's totally legal here now. All right. Now, yeah, so U.S. and Britain launch a new strike on Yemen's Hodeidah. I don't fucking know. Alua Akbar. On Alua Akbar. We launched a strike on Alua Akbar, guys. We did. On Alan Snack Bar. All right? Now, Sana. The United States and Britain conducted a new strike on Yemen's Red Sea port city of Alan Snack Bar on Sunday evening. The Houthi ran Al-Jihadi TV reported. The strike targeted Jihadi Mountain in the Burqa district in the northern part of the city, the report said, adding to that the warplanes were still hovering over the area. This just happened like at 4 o'clock p.m. The strike was the latest in a series of similar air raids carried out by U.S. and British warplanes in the past 3 days. The U.S. and Britain have stated that the strikes came in an attempt to deter Alan Snack Bar from launching further attacks on international shipping in the Red Sea, a vital waterway for global trade. The jihadis said that their operation in the Red Sea aimed to prevent what is called Israel-linked ships from passing through the Red Sea until Israel ends its attack and siege on Gaza. And on Sunday, the Houthis, the jihadis, said the recent airstrikes on their positions by the U.S. and Britain would not deter them from continuing attacks on Israeli targets, vowing to launch more strikes soon. Hezbollah, under the control of the jihadis, is a lifeline for delivering humanitarian aid and commercial supplies. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Whatever. Their jihad city Jihad City is under the control of the Houthis and is a lifeline for delivering humanitarian aid and commercial supplies to Yemen. Well, why are we delivering humanitarian aid to the God? Oh, that's right, because Biden leveraged Yemen against Saudi Arabia when they killed a Saudi journalist, right? Yet, hold on. Motherfucking Volodymyr Zelensky, the Nazi fucking sympathizer of Ukraine, the authoritarian dictator created by the United States government, was allowed to murder an American journalist and citizen of the United States over the weekend. I believe on Friday, right? So we're gonna back the Houthi rebels over our allies, Saudi Arabia, right, for murdering one of their own citizens, yet give $30 billion in weapons to a dictator that just murdered an American citizen, right? So that's how this works, guys, right? So look around you, right? What you think is, that's not the real world. You don't live in the real world anymore, right? The real world is betray our allies, right? Fund their enemies, sympathize with our enemies, right? And then fund dictators to murder and kill American citizens, right? Yeah. Let's see here. What are you guys talking about? Oh, what did I just do? That's not cool, man. All right, man. Let's see. Yes. No. Yes. They killed an American journalist, guys. That's pretty fucked up. Yeah, and we totally are going to give them another $100 billion this year. Yeah, it's going to be one of the most interesting years we've seen, guys. All right, now, unfortunately, guys,
the region is now
tell you, probably these are the first Americans killed by the enemy in World War III, right? Right? They say, now I don't have any proof of this. This is just my gut hunch, right? This is what I think happened, right? So they're saying these Navy SEALs just went missing after boarding an enemy ship in the Red Sea, right? In the Gulf of Aden, which is, if you go, it's like between Ethiopia and Yemen, right? If you go down the Red Sea from Israel, or from Egypt, right? And you go down south, and you go around Yemen, that's the Gulf of Aden right there, right? And, yeah, so they went missing after boarding a ship, right? They're trying to say, oh, it's probably an accident, but I'm going to go ahead and say that these dudes were killed by the jihadis, right? And our government doesn't want to admit that they're dead in the line of combat, right, in the line of duty, because then we pretty much have to start World War III, right? At that point, we've been backed into a corner. If we don't start killing motherfuckers, then basically Philippines becomes China. Japan becomes China. Fucking, if we don't start killing motherfuckers, Sweden becomes Russia, right? Right? So, I don't have any proof of this, right? I could be wrong. This is just speculation on my part, right? So, we have a video. Let's just let this fucking piece of shit lie to you about what's happening, right?
Overseas now, an urgent search is underway for 2 missing U.S. Navy SEALs. Defense officials say the men disappeared during a boarding mission off the coast of Somalia.
But they're as
the region
dead
is now a
as the
hotbed
fucking
of illegal
taken
activity.
in Israel.
U.S. forces overnight again targeting Houthi rebel facilities in Yemen for the second straight night. The strikes are in response to the Houthis' targeting of commercial ships. ABC's Jay O'Brien from Washington tonight.
Right?
Tonight,
They're
an
getting you
urgent
ready.
search and rescue operation.
Right. It's so immediately after talking about the missing soldiers, they go straight into the war, right? Guys, right? Because they know that they're dead, right? They know that they were killed in combat, right? But they want to say they're missing now, right? But they know that they're dead. That's how that works.
Underway for 2 elite U.S. Navy SEALs missing after falling into the water during a nighttime boarding operation, according to 2 U.S. officials. It's unclear what prompted the SEALs to board the vessel, conducting the operation in pitch black on the open ocean on Thursday.
Which they trained for, and
Doing
they've done a
boarding
million times.
operations in the ocean
right?
at night are some of the most dangerous things that you can do. For seasoned operators, they'll tell you it's the most dangerous thing that we do.
The SEALs operating in the Gulf of Aden between Somalia and Yemen, now a hotspot for U.S. naval activity after at least 28 attacks in recent months on commercial ships in the region by Iran-backed Houthi militants. Overnight, the U.S. conducting another retaliatory strike against the militia group. And just this week, a massive U.S.-UK assault targeting the Houthis' operations. A barrage of 150 bombs and Tomahawk cruise missiles hitting at least 60 Houthi targets across more than 24 locations. Satellite images showing areas before and after the strike. Explosions seen destroying Houthi facilities in this video from British forces. The airstrikes in response to an escalating series of attacks on commercial ships by the militants.
We already know
snarling a vital trade route home to roughly 15% of all global maritime
Notice how they're
trade.
not talking
in
about
this
the
video,
SEALs.
released
It
by the
says
Houthis
SEALs
late last year,
missing.
you can see the group storming a commercial ship.
they're talking
Companies
about
now
Yemen,
forced to
like the
choose
war.
between sailing through the dangerous Red Sea or traveling an expensive extra 10 days around Africa. A standard 40-foot shipping container now costing $4,000 to ship from China to northern Europe, compared to $1,500 in November. Meantime, thousands of protesters in Yemen condemning the U.S. airstrikes, and Houthi leaders promising the attacks on ships will continue in solidarity with Hamas in its war against Israel, as the 100-day mark of that conflict looms.
Jay O'Brien joining us.
I also saw videos of them like firing more mortar, like artillery, and blowing up American flags and Israeli flags, right? And burning British flags as well, right?
Yes, now, and Jay, turning back to those 2 missing Navy SEALs, what more are we learning about what may have gone wrong?
Everything,
with
Jim.
That former SEAL we spoke with tonight said that these kinds of boarding operations need to be perfectly choreographed and executed without a
Whoa, my bad.
hitch. SEALs train for this kind of operation constantly,
Yeah, that's what I
but
was
they're
about to say.
inherently dangerous, and they're made even more risky by high waves in that part of the world
They
this
train
time of
doing
year.
this all the time,
We're also
guys.
learning late tonight that
This
one
is
of those
routine for
SEALs
them.
dove into the water to rescue the other. Both, of course, now missing.
They're dead.
All right, Jay, with those late
Yeah, he
developments
dove in
tonight,
the water
thank
after he
you.
was shot by the terrorists. Now, I don't know that. I'm just speculating, right? It could turn out that I'm wrong about that, right? But that's just what it seems like to me, right? What do you guys think? My mouth isn't moving? Aw. Why isn't your mouth moving, Space? I don't know. Hold on, let's redo it. Hold on. Is it working? No, it's not working. My volume's working, I know that. Right? Yeah, my volume's working. Why isn't this bitch working? Oh, I think I know why. There we go. That should be working now. Is it working? No? The fuck? . 'Cause 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 ' What the fuck? Why is he not working now? Let's close it. Hold on. Ah, is this it? Yes. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I believe that should fix it. Is that working now? Yes, it is. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Hey. Don't forget, we are live, right? Ha. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Turning guns? No, it's good now. It should be good now. Everything should be fine. My bad. Everything should be good. Is it good? Is everything good? Can you guys hear me? Everything looks good on my end. It's good? Okay, great. Sorry. We messed up. Hey, don't go nowhere. We got it all fixed. All right, good. Good. All right, there we go. All right, yeah, so. Now, after we struck the Houthis yesterday, Houthi and the jihad, right? Houthi and the jihad. All right, yeah, now. U.S. delivers a private message to Iran, right? I'm not going to read it, but basically, after we blew up Houthi and the jihad, right? We told Iran that they're next. Basically is what they're saying, right? Right now, damn it, I forgot to get that story. There's so many things I wanted to talk about. But yeah. What the fuck? Is it frozen again? The fuck? What the fuck? Oh, there we go. It doesn't like being off the screen. There we go. Fuck. God damn it. I got it now. All right. One of the things I wanted to tell you was that it's now confirmed that Iran has over 90% enrichment with U-235, right? So, like, the Iranians can build nuclear bombs, right? They probably have the bomb, right? They definitely have everything that they need to make the bomb, including geniuses, right? The Iranians are badasses, right? Some of our best scientists come from Iran. Right? Like, Iranians are badasses, right? So, my money is that Iran has a high, low yield. What do I mean by a high, low yield? Something like 50 kilotons. They probably have the capability to do something like that already. So, I'm going to go with that's why we're seeing, right? That's why we're seeing all this chaos coming from Iran, right? It's because they are no longer scared. They are no longer scared, guys. They are in the fuck around and find out phase of a world power, right? Like, and let me tell you, it's pretty terrifying. Because they're just crazy enough to nuke Israel. They're just crazy enough to nuke Israel, right? Like, they said that they would do it. And I think that we won't find out that Iran has the bomb until it blows up Tel Aviv, right? What is going on here? There we go. Until they blow up Tel Aviv. Right? So, yeah. Iran has the bomb. I don't have a story on it, but I'll have one for you tomorrow. Right? And speaking of all this blowing up Israel, 100 days in captivity. A Tel Aviv rally demands return of Hamas hostages as CIA targets terrorist leaders. Right? We're not going to read all this because I have a better story to read. But basically, this weekend, today, I believe, is the 100th day of the Israeli war. Right? So that means that the hostages have been raped, beaten, tortured for, well, for a couple weeks, right? They died horrible deaths. And how do I know they died horrible deaths? Well, because Hamas's armed wing spokesperson said the fate of many hostages is unknown. Guys, it's unknown. Right? It's unknown, right? So we could have, right? They were all going to die anyway, right? We knew that, right? I remember somebody saying that this was the outcome. This is how this was going to end, right? Now, since we knew they were all going to die anyway, right? There's no doubt about that in anybody's mind, right? We should have, I don't know, send in some Navy SEALs, right? To go in, some fucking, Army Rangers, something, right? Right? To go in there, right? And get our people out. But we didn't do that, and they're all dead now, right? Hamas spokesperson Alua Akbar said on Sunday that the fate of many Israeli hostages has become unknown because they're all dead. In his first televised appearance for several weeks, marking the 100th day since the onset of the war, Alu Akbar said many of the hostages may have been killed, blaming their fate on Israel. Yeah. It definitely wasn't the jihadis raping them and beating them and torturing them to death, right? Yeah, fuck a bunch of Islam, right? Fuck a bunch of religion, period, right? That's why, this is why we have a republic, right? It's so that shit like that can't happen here, right? So that a bunch of people can't have a stupid idea and run with it, right? Golan Heights, what about that? It's an alphabet soup in there. Well, to each their own. But, yes, religion is taught, right? And there's different kinds, right? Right? Like, just like there's, most Christians, right, are good, peaceful Christians. But there are militant Christians, right? That there are militant Jews. Most Jews are good, peaceful people, But I know some militant ones, right? Most Islamic people, right, are jihadis, right? They believe in worldwide enchilada, right? They want to have worldwide enchilada down at Allen's snack bar, right? Right. They want to eat that. They want to serve worldwide enchiladas down at Allen's snack bar. And that's what we're putting up with, guys. Long live the Republic, indeed. Who called me Francis? How? You know my name. I told you my name. The October 7th, we already know all this. The hostages are dead, guys. Sorry to tell you. It's terrible. It's terrible news. And that's just how it is, right? According to Alua Akbar, the hostages are dead now, right? But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Just as things are going to shit and we're abandoning our allies in the Middle East, right? We're abandoning our allies in the Asian Pacific, right? Because China and North Korea's aggression drives record Japanese military spending, right? Japan continues to increase defense spending in response to increased threats from China and North Korea. Over the past month, Japan has faced increased Chinese aggression toward Japanese territory and yet another North Korean missile launch into the Sea of Japan. Cognizant of the challenges it faces, Japan has pushed forward to bolster its national security through increased defense spending, engaging in closer cooperation with the United States and South Korea, and eliminating a ban on lethal weapon exports, right? And here's what's going on. This is why this is important. Because after World War II, right, Japan's not really supposed to have any kind of military like this, right? But, right, America's supposed to be Japan's military, right? Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. America is so fucked up, Japan knows that we're about to leave them high and dry, right? Japan knows, and America is so fucked up, right, that we're letting Japan rebuild its military. Because we know that we're going to leave them high and dry, right? Because we're just going to let China walk all over that fucking region, right? Why? Because our fucking government is corrupt. They've sold you out to the goddamn Chinese, right? Your country has been sold. And they know it, the Japanese know it, the Chinese know it, the Philippines knows it. The motherfucking Solomon Islands know that shit, right? Fucking motherfucking Hawaii knows it, right? It's going down. Right? China is conducting a broad spectrum total warfare and information warfare against a number of countries. But Japan consumes a lot of Chinese resources and attention. Some fucking person of the National Research told Fox News Digital, that bitch is a retired U.S. Army Japan strategic planner and former U.S. Department of Defense liaison officer to the Japanese Self-Defense Forces Joint Staff Office. So, a high-ranking government official that goes by the name of Lance Gatling, right, says that Japan is ramping up for war. Not war, but they're ready to defend themselves, right? Right? And that's good. That's good. They should be. Because China ain't fucking around. In fact, China wrote a paper about a new deadly coronavirus that is 100% fatal to mice. Now, hold on. These aren't just any mice. No. These mice have been given gene therapy. Oh, shit. God damn it. Have been given gene therapy, right, in order to express the human ACE receptors, right? Now, if you remember the COVID virus, right, it also, I believe this is correct, affects it also, links up with people through the ACE receptors, right? It latches onto them, and that's how the virus gets transmitted through the body, right? So, this virus also antagonizes that, I believe that's the word, that receptor in some way or whatever, in order to make it produce viruses, right? Now, let's read on. A paper published on the open access website bioRxiv. Now, I have to say that bioRxiv is not a peer-reviewed site. So this paper may actually be bullshit, all right? But we don't know. I wouldn't put it past the Chinese. Let's see what they're saying they've done. Right? Claimed that the doctors trained by China's military created their own version of the pangolin coronavirus and tested it on mice. The experts discovered that all 4 mice given the virus, and 4 is not a good sample size, right? 4 is a very small sample size, right? The experts discovered that all 4 mice given the virus lost significant weight within 5 days of infection, became lethargic, and their eyes turned white. Tragically, all the mice died just 8 days after being infected. The scientists reportedly claimed to be surprised by the results of their experiments. Now, worryingly, the scientists warned that the virus could potentially infect humans. They stated the findings suggested severe brain infection during the latter stages of infection may be key cause of death in these mice. To the best of our knowledge, this is the first report showing that a SARS-CoV-2 related pangolin coronavirus can cause 100% mortality, right? In human ACE2 receptor mice, right? Suggesting a risk for GXPZV to spill over into humans, right? Now, that hasn't happened. There's been no human intoxication as of yet, right? There's been no human infection as of yet. But it's now possible for the Chinese, if this report turns out to be true, if this paper stands the test of time, right? If that's the case, then they have perfected a 100% mortality rate on a novel coronavirus, right? We all seen the movie Outbreak. We all know it's going to happen. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. China's going Resident Evil. You guys are fucking hilarious. Now, guys, speaking of COVID viruses, right? Not COVID. Well, this is COVID. But speaking of coronaviruses, right? Florida State Surgeon General calls for a halt in the use of COVID-19 mRNA virus vaccines, right? As of December 6, 2023, State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph A. Ladapo sent a letter to the United States Food and Drug Administration. The Surgeon General outlined concerns regarding nucleic acid contaminants in the approved Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 mRNA vaccines, particularly in the presence of lipid nanoparticle complexes and simian virus 40 SV40 promote enhanced DNA. Lipid nanoparticles are an efficient vehicle for delivering the mRNA, right? So what they're saying is that the Surgeon General of Florida, ordered that people stop. I don't know if it was an order. Hold on. He's proselytizing, right, for them to stop giving the vaccine because he suggests that the delivery method of the vaccine is done in such a way that it can cause DNA to grow inside of cells, perhaps infecting people, maybe even, possibly giving them a disease, caused by runaway genetic mutations, right? Cancer, basically, right? That's what he goes on to suggest, right? Now, I have to say that according to the FDA, the vaccines are safe and effective, and they don't do that, okay? Like, the DNA that gets injected into, like for instance, he talks of a simian virus 40, right? That's like a DNA, according to them. We're not going to read all this, but according to them, right? Not according to me. It's something like that DNA helps get into the cells the right way in order to promote the vaccine, right, in your body, right? Because if we remember, the mRNA vaccine gets into your cells and makes your body, the ultimate result is that you produce these spike proteins, right? So that your body then attacks the proteins that you created as a foreign enemy, and then you now have, fucking immunity to the virus, right? It's not essentially, but a high-level description of what it does, right? Basically, generally speaking, in some way, that's the result, right? Now, what he's saying is that DNA now is contaminating the cells and may harm people, right? Now, that's the Surgeon General of Florida saying that, not me, right? So that's something for you to think about, right? Now, in other news, right? Guys, we may be having airplane doors fly off, right? We may be having all kinds of problems with our planes and all of our transportation, right? But at least we know that the FAA, right, their hiring policies are based on diversity and inclusion, guys. Now, they may not get the best people. They may have to sacrifice quality over color, right? Like, to get people that look a certain way. We may not get the best people that way, right? But at least we're going to include a focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities, right? We got the best retards, right? The best retards and fucking schizophrenics controlling the airplanes, guys, and that's important. That is important. Is that we have retards and psychopaths, literal retards and literal psychopaths flying the planes, controlling the planes, motherfucking up in the towers, right? We got brain damaged motherfucker running the country, guys. We got brain damaged motherfucker running the country. Of course we got retards flying planes, right? Of course we do. As she runs the DNA analysis and it comes back two-spirit. Jets, what's going on? All right, guys. So let's just read about this a little bit. The Federal Aviation Administration is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative spelled out by the agency's website. So good old butt-fucking Mayor Pete is making sure that we get the best quality retards and psychopaths to run our fucking airline, our Federal Aviation Administration, airplane safety, guys. Right. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? That the doors start flying off planes? What's the odds of that? What's the odds of that ever happening? Yeah, Mad Shad, you can get a great job at the FAA. I think you can. Look, tell them that you identify as a woodcutter, Mad Shad. Tell them you identify as a woodsman, right? And they will totally let you bring your axe to work on the airplane, right? All right, and finally, guys, you're all right. This is important stuff. Now listen up, you fucking racists. Listen up, you fucking racists and you fucking transphobes and you fucking cis white men. Listen up, okay? Because this is what we're going to be talking around about for the rest of the night. What does it mean to decolonize your gender? What does it mean to decolonize your gender, guys? We're going to find out tonight because nothing is more important. Nothing is more important than decolonizing your gender, right? Because a binary gender is a tool of white supremacy. Let's read about it, guys. You got to decolonize your gender if you want to get in to the trans lesbian bars, okay? Now, this is by the brilliant Giuseppe Lopez. If you've spent time on native TikTok, have you guys spent any time on native TikTok? Or anti-racist organizing spaces, you may have heard about decolonizing your gender. Okay, what the fuck is an anti-racist organization? When they say anti-racist, they mean racist, okay? Because we all know that the solution for racism in the past is racism in the present, right? Now, make sure you like the video. Now, while the connection between gender and decolonization may not be immediately clear, you don't say that the binary operating systems that humans are born with, right? The binary looking glasses through which we diffuse our place in this world, male and female, right? You don't say that decolonizing your gender is not immediately clear, right? The connection between decolonization and gender may not be clear. Well, I don't think that anything that they say in this article is going to make any goddamn sense at this point, right? We're not even we're 2 sentences in, and I can already tell that I have no idea what the fuck this person is talking about. But let's see if we can figure it out. I mean, we're all smart here, right? We're all pretty intelligent. Let's try to figure this out. In simple terms, decolonizing your gender means undoing the colonial gender binary of what it means to be a man and a woman, and looking critically at how colonization has impacted what we know as gender today. Right? The colonial gender binary, right? Because no other society but white people had men and women, right? All the other innocent, peaceful tribes of the world, they never knew slavery, they never knew war, they never knew hunger or oppression or fucking or strife. They lived in a paradise. In a fucking mutt hut, in a fucking buffalo skin tent, fucking drinking water that gave them fucking dysentery, right? They didn't know anything about what a man and a woman was, right? And that's where we are. So we've come today in America, guys. We've come full circle, right? Because this motherfucker doesn't know what gender is either. Right? This retard is going to tell us about being gender fluid. Now, as you guys know, whatever you do, don't drink the gender fluid because this is what happens to you, okay? Let's go. Where's my sound?
Fluid, and for me personally,
She drank the gender
like
fluid.
every hour
Hold
of the
on.
because I'm like against. So I'm gender fluid.
So she drank
and
the gender
for me
fluid.
personally, like every hour of the day, a different pronoun feels more accurate and more affirming. So I have this problem.
They need a different pronoun, right? Now remember, a pronoun is a word to describe you, right, in past tense, right? They're possessive and they're tense based. Like he gave me a $1. His house is down the street, right? Right? He possesses, right? So they need to change the words about how other people talk about them, right? This is about what other people say about you. It has nothing to do with who you are. It's what other people think, right? They want to control, they spend their time thinking about the words that you say. Think about that, right? Right? Tell me, honey, tell me about drinking the gender fluid.
Where if somebody asks for my pronouns, a lot of the time I
If
end up
somebody asks for your pronouns, then we all know that they're fat, ugly, have no personality, and nobody likes them. There's nothing special about. If the only thing special about you is the made-up fucking word you want other people to call you, right? It's the bullshit that you can think you can force on other people. If that's the only thing special about you, then you ain't special, right? Right? You're just a fat, ugly loser with fucking dumb glasses and a bad hair color, right?
saying something like, "Oh God," because I don't I don't have like a good
What? Do they want to be called God? Now I'm confused. I think they do want to be called God. I think that's the reason why they do this, is because they have a God complex. They want power over people, right? Right?
good answer, and I'm not comfortable just going, "Oh, they, them," or any, right? And sometimes
This is what
people
happens when you drink
will
the gender
think
fluid, guys.
that when I say that, I'm reacting because I'm like against the idea of giving pronouns.
So am I. I think that we should call you what you look like, right? We should call them as we see them, right? That's the sign of a man that's comfortable with his world.
So everyone,
Or whatever the fuck you think you are. A man, an ugly, whatever you are, right?
once in a while, I'll have like a
I'll
cis
call you fat ass and retard. Fat ass was so goddamn annoying that I kicked their retard ass.
ally. Love that for y'all. Look at
Look at your dumb hair. Why would you do that to yourself? I mean, I know why. Because you have no personality and it's the only way you can get attention, right? But I mean, it doesn't help you, honey.
and go, well, I'm asking your pronouns out of
Right?
respect
You might
for you.
actually be pretty, right? If you got rid of them stupid glasses and that dumb fucking hair, right? You're kind of, for a fat chick, she has a pretty face, almost a little bit, right? She's not bad for a fatty. She could be quite nice if only she would clean herself the fuck up, right?
And I'm like, no, I know. I don't have the respect for me
Not with those tattoos.
at this point. Because I'm like
done.
against. So I'm gender fluid.
Yeah, so she's gender fluid, guys. But don't hate her. Don't hate Fatty McRetard, right? Because why? She's not retarded. She's not crazy. She's not oppressive and annoying and fucking laughing stock, right? No, Fatty McRetard, right? She's just decolonizing her gender, right? Now look. In most native languages, most indigenous language, Blackfeet included, there are no gendered pronouns, said Gladstone, who is Blackfeet, and Nimipus. There is no he, she, there is only they. My pronoun use is partly a way of decolonizing gender and myself. Right? Now, right? What do they mean by decolonizing gender, right? What they mean is a woke social mind virus, right? What they mean is fucking freaks like this.
Yes, I do wish death on transphobic people because they wish death on me and have caused death to many, many, many of my brothers and sisters in the...
Yeah, guys. They wish death upon you. If you don't accept... Now, I have nothing against this person, right? Except for the fact that they want me dead, right? Because I won't bow down to their new fucking religion. I won't bow down to their trend, right? I won't fucking go along for the ride, right? Now, if I was sitting across from this person and they weren't a fucking unsufferable cunt, right? I would call them a girl. They look like a girl. You know, cursory glance at them, right? Besides that big giant chin, right? Besides that, right? If I was like, if they were bringing me my coffee, I'd be like, thanks, sis, or whatever, you know, right?
The trans community. I want to stab all of you to death as many times as I can.
But now I don't like you. Now I would call you bro, right? Just because you're a prick, right? You don't deserve, right, for me to treat you as my equal, right? I would just call you a fucking cunt. I would call you bitch, right?
I want to
I don't know if that's a woman or not, but I know it's a bitch, right?
You in the throat and twist it like I'm carving a fucking pumpkin. I want to shred you into tiny fucking pieces.
A psycho bitch, right? Yeah, if only she had a little gold cross, right? She might be a candidate.
I want to tear your fucking
when
bones
she's crazy
out
like
from
that, that sounds like more the kind of girl that you know, I could lose a kind of couple weeks on.
Goddamn body. I want to scoop your brains out with a fucking spoon. I want to eat your fucking flesh.
Yeah, that's that. Then you wonder why people don't support your bullshit, right? You dumb fucking psychopath cunt. Now, but
they wish death on...
Is she just... Guys, is she just a raving psychopath, right? That's going to wind up shooting up a school full of little kids, right? You know how many trans people have shot up schools in the last year? I believe it's either 4 or 6. I believe it's 4 or 6 in the last year. Trans people shot up schools. Look it up, right? Nobody's talking about it, right? Not even me. Right? Back at you, faggot. Is that what you said? Oh, did they give you a note? Now, guys, is she just a psychopathic fucking little authoritarian Nazi? Right? Guys? Or is she just decolonizing her gender? Right? What does it mean? What does it mean to decolonize your gender? First, let's break down the idea of decolonization, or the process by which colonized people take their power back from the colonizers. Yeah, good. Are you gonna give us our civilization back? Right? Yeah, you can't. You guys can't go back to being a bunch of fucking hunter-gatherer and wandering nomads anymore, right? You have a smartphone in your pocket. You're welcome, right? You have clean water and clean food, right? You're welcome. Oh, you want to use the white man's technology to come out here and call us all a bunch of thieves and colonizers, right? Right? Like, this country is built out of immigrants, right? Very few of us were colonizers. Right? That happened in like 1600s, 1700s, and to some extent in the West, the 1800s, right? Right? So, who's the colonizer? Right? You are just as Western as I am. Look at you're using the white man's English on the white man's internet, using his the white man's keyboard. Like, what the fuck, man? Underwater baked weavers, basket weavers. I think this person is being dramatic for clicks. Yeah, of course they are. Duh. But on this channel, we take people at their face value, right? Right? We take everything at its face value. We give our opinions about what we think is really going on. But at the end of the day, I have to report it to you like it's authentic, unless I can totally believe that it's not, right? Right? They seem to be serious. We're going to take them seriously. Decolonization at its core is about taking down power structures. Yes, so insurrection. It's about insurrection, guys. Imposed by colonizers onto the colonized. And reclaiming land, knowledge, and cultural values lost to colonization. What? Like human sacrifice? Right? Isn't that what you guys did before we came here? Right? Didn't you guys the Native American Indian, whatever people, American Indian Native people, actually had a lot of, but no, they didn't. They fought us in wars. They killed like half of us all the time, right? Remember, we had to have like the army protect people traveling by wagons to Colorado and shit, right? No. These people were just as violent and as savage as we were back then. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. You lost. Cry about it. Let's hear them cry about it. Across the country, powwows specifically intended for two-spirit people are carving out space to heal scars and build community. So what? You're born two-spirited because you're an Indian? Isn't that like saying all black people are stupid, all Indians are gay now? What does that mean? Right? Isn't that like saying all black kids are just as smart as white kids, or poor kids are just as smart as white kids? Right? Isn't that like that? In order to decolonize gender, it's crucial to understand the history of how gender was colonized. Yeah. And this person's going to show us what that's all about. Here's what it looks like to decolonize your gender, guys.
I want to try to define my gender, but it's really hard in 60 seconds, so I'm going to talk really fast. I'm gender.
They're going to define their gender, but it's hard. It's hard. I looked in my pants and I don't know what that thing is down there. I saw something and I didn't know what it was.
Fluid, and here's how that...
Oh, they drank the gender fluid, guys. You heard it.
I want to try to define my gender, but it's really hard in 60 seconds, so I'm going to talk really fast. I'm gender fluid, and here's how that works for me. Most of the time, I'm one of two, modes or mindsets. Most of the time, I am this weird amalgamation of, genders and vibes and essence and just being that...
Yeah, guys. They're just being. There are no words that can describe something like that. Look at that. What words can describe that? You can't describe me and give me possessive fucking capabilities. You're colonizing me. Quit colonizing me with your gender.
That I literally cannot define. I don't know. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. It's like the universe. It's like ever flowing. There's sparkles, and it's just it changes over time, and it moves through each other, and it's never one thing. And then
I'm never a boy or a girl, but I'm both. I'm neither and both. You sound like a fucking hippie tripping acid. Bro, I'm neither a man or a woman. I just am. That's what you sound like, literally.
Of the time, I'm just a void. There's nothing.
I'm a void. There's nothing, and it's everything at once. Doesn't that make sense to you? Why don't you understand me?
There's just an absence, and I don't know how else to describe it. So either everything or nothing.
It's everything or nothing. Either I'm a gay, trans, faggot, lesbian, fucking my own self in the ass, or I don't even have any emotions.
Those are the two that I'm usually in. But then every once in a while, and I don't know where it comes from, but I'll just be thrust back into a binary. I'll just be sitting there chilling, enjoying my life, and then all of a sudden I'm a man? Like, who asked?
Nobody. You're full of shit. Now, this person is lying, but not to you. They're lying to themselves. I know that for a fact, right? Because they've been colonized, right? Decolonizing gender means undoing centuries of teachings. Yeah, like physics and logic and biology and chemistry and neurology, right? You gotta unlearn all those things or never know them to begin with in order to believe any of this bullshit, right? Right? You gotta spend 20 years in a goddamn meth lab in order to understand any of this goddamn bullshit, right? And I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you gotta spend 20 years in a meth lab and you come out like this.
Hey y'all, do trans girls get periods? They definitely do.
He gets a period, guys. This guy gets a period. Right? Why? Because they put lipstick on. Obviously, lipstick gives you a period, right? That's the only thing that's a difference between boys and girls, right? Is lipstick.
Specifically, those of us who have been on hormones for a while.
Oh, and I inject myself. I inject myself with chemicals. So now, isn't that what women do?
100% get periods. This was suggested by someone who commented that I bring this up.
I put lipstick on, right? I put lipstick on, and I shoot up. So now I'm a woman. That gives me periods.
For me, it didn't really kick in probably until about 6 months into starting hormones. But for me, it's usually about 5 days. The first couple days,
Look, bro, if you're bleeding out your dick, you got to get serious medical advice. You should see a medical professional. If you're bleeding out of your dick, you should see a medical professional.
Really bad PMS.
If you're bleeding out of your ass, you got to stop fucking with big black dudes. I'm just saying, bro. You know, maybe stop putting stuff up there. This is my advice.
And then it leans into feeling kind of like bloated and icky in my body. The cliche stuff of like wanting chocolate, like it's my job. And I have found that I track it. I line up with my wife, which is kind of helpful.
Oh, and they're married to a woman, right? So they're not even gay. So you're basically a dude in makeup and that found a dumb girl so that you can call you guys can call yourselves lesbians so that you can be part of the crowd, right? So it's like remember when we were kids, right? And like a gay guy and a lesbian girl would get married, right? And then they would both be gay, right? And they would pretend to be married. These are straight people pretending to be gay so that they can fit in with like all the West Coast people, right? So that they can walk the streets of Portland. Like if this dude was just a white dude, he would be called a colonizer. But now he's stunning and brave, right? So this is straight people pretending they're gay so that they can be special, right? They can be special little snowflakes.
It's really helpful because oftentimes my thinking is really negative and I deal with a lot of dysphoria during this period of time. And so I just wanted to pop on here and say that is
Imagine that. You come home from work at the steel mill, right? And your wife says, "Look, Bob, you better start taking hormones and putting makeup on because we're not getting invited to enough parties. It's your white maleness, right? And my straightness. We're just too straight and white, right, to be special anymore." right? Oh, my God. Okay, so let's read what people say. Mental illness. Yeah, I think that's true. Okay. Dear trans women, stop making my sex. I'm not some empty-headed freak who just paints my nails and wears shorts and heels and does my makeup. Being a true woman is something that no biological man will ever understand. And I agree. I agree. Trey, this is off topic, but why the fuck does Winnie the Pooh in the background have 6 arms? That's his thumb, dude. That's his thumb. Bleeding from your forcibly dilated wound is not having a period. Yo, that period pain that kicked in isn't period related. Probably caused by severe hormone problems. I'm going to like that. Like, okay. We should read the ones on this one. What does it say? I've decided that my life will be easier if I just ignore them and pretend they don't exist. Yeah. I mean, when have you really met one of these people? Right? I know real trans people, they don't act like that. I'm fat and ugly, and now I have access to TikTok. Yeah, and unremarkable, and untalented, and unintelligent, right? Right? That's what it is. I'm ugly, I'm fat, I have no friends, and I want to be special, right? If you have to concentrate on something all the time, maybe that's not real 24/7. Gender is crazy. This person isn't gender soup. They're just unstable. I agree. Oh my God!
Based on your culture and your cultural background.
Here's another one.
I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about it. So trigender and the way you identify.
Look at their stupid fucking makeup. They're trigender, guys. They're not bisexual, right? They're 3 genders. They're male, female, and what? Non-binary, right? Right? They're not fucking a bisexual. They're not a whore. They're not a pervert or a fucking what's the word? Degenerate, right? They're trigender. They'll try any gender. They'll try any gender.
Very heavily based on your culture and your cultural background. For example, I know in Hawaiian culture, there are 3 genders. There's a 3rd gender. I forget what it's called. I'm sorry, but if you happen to be Native Hawaiian, you could identify as that 3rd gender and then man and woman. Or if you happen to be, from Native Hawaiian background and on the other side you have...
Oh, she's decolonizing her gender. Guys, she's actually decolonizing her gender. Oh! Who can decolonize gender? When we talk about decolonizing gender, it's important to think about your own cultural context and identity. For indignant people, this might mean looking inward and to your elders. Hi-yo-ho, hi-yo-ho. I'm a hoe and I don't know what my gender is, and yo, I'ma go and fuck some holes. She's not insane, guys. She's just decolonizing her gender, and don't you laugh at her. Don't you laugh at her turning guns. Don't you laugh at her, Anthony. She's just decolonizing her gender. It's important to note that decolonizing gender does not mean appropriating indignant terms. They do not belong to you and passing them off as your own. No. How dare you tell me how I identify? If I want to identify as indignant, I will. What does two-spirit mean? Let's find out, guys. What does two-spirit mean? It means crazy. I bet it means crazy. Okay, who's this? Who's this freak? Let's hear what this fucking moron has to say.
So, I'm agender. I don't have a gender.
They don't have any gender. They don't have any. They don't have any, yo. They don't have gender. They don't. No gender. They don't like blue or pink. Right? They don't take it in the ass. They don't take it in the pussy. They don't ride cocks. They don't fucking bang poon. Right? They don't do none of that. None of that. None of that. They're not asexual. They're agender. I think you're fucking intelligent. I think you're fucking normal.
I'm not a girl.
Abnormal.
I'm not a boy. Whatever.
What is on her head?
No, I don't expect.
That's the look at me, I'm special poof. Look at me, I'm special. Look at me, guys. You see my stupid hair? I hope that really pisses off my daddy. I hope my daddy is really mad at me. I'm gonna flip my little fucking flop. I'm gonna flip my flop.
But if you look at me and think that's a woman, okay. Here's where.
What if I look at you and think that's a retard?
The problem comes in. If I then tell you, because you're like, oh, hey, lady or Mrs. or whatever.
Fucking
and I'm
freak.
like, oh,
Weirdo.
Actually, I'm not.
Fucking bad haircut. She looks like Hitler. All she needs is a little Oh, she's got a little nose ring. Does she got a nose ring? I can't really see. Hey, don't blow it up. I still can't really tell.
I'm not a lady. I'm not a woman. I'm non-binary. I use they, them pronouns. If after that intervention, you're like weird or transphobic, NB-phobic, just ignorant.
You have your own airplane?
Awesome. And just purposefully being obtuse for no reason.
Yeah,
like,
see, I hate my daddy hairdo.
You don't
exactly.
Have to know.
Daddy touched me in the shower when I was... It's Joe Biden's daughter, guys.
What my gender is. But when I share it...
You better share it. Why do they talk like that? They all talk like that.
You better honor it. You better use my pronouns or you're out of my life.
Good. Good. I would misgender you just so you would never talk to me again. Okay, guys. Did you know nature is gay? You got to decolonize your gender. This is what it means to decolonize.
Nature is gay, and clownfish are trans. No, really, they are. All clownfish are born as males, but when the dominant female in a school of fish dies, a male can transition to female and take her place. And it's not just clownfish. The ability to transition between sexes has been documented in thousands of other species.
This is kind of true. And there's scientific reasons for trans people. But this person might be trans. I don't know, right? But the last person we saw definitely wasn't.
Striped maple trees that can change.
Being trans doesn't mean you don't take a shower and you get a stupid haircut. It means that your brain is literally wired wrong. And you want to kill yourself every time you look at yourself, right? And, like, once you transition and you don't kill yourself, you actually turn out to be, a pretty normal person. Like, trans people are actually more square than probably most of you.
Change their biological sex multiple times in their lifetime. And yes, trees have sexes. 2 banana slugs that are hermaphrodites have both male and female sexual organs, inseminate each other at the same time, double the pleasure, double the fun, and they have giant penises. So while humans might need some more help transitioning is nothing but natural.
She looks like the bad guy from that TV show Crazy Town that used to come on after you go out clubbing all night on Saturday. You come home at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday after you've been raving all night, and you turn on Crazy Town, and it's a bunch of plastic-looking people like that, fake-looking people. Like, you don't look like a girl. You look like one of those people in fucking the Hunger Games, like one of the fucking imperialists or whatever. Okay, let's see here. It's a guy that identifies as a girl. A lesbian.
So one particularly quirky aspect of my relationship with my gender is that if I don't look into a mirror about every half hour or so, I will forget that I am a woman and regress into just being a little gender blob.
Well, if you got to remind yourself every half hour that you really are a woman, you probably aren't.
I just kind of forget that, here's my chest. Oh, here's my outfit.
Yeah,
and
Because your shirt is what makes you a woman.
Just kind of being like, oh yeah, like...
And your stupid fucking hairstyle, right? Don't forget the dumb, stupid glasses, right? That's what all women look like.
I'm still the same guy that I was at age 20 or whatever. Anyway, dissociation is very fun. You should try it sometime.
Disassociation? I do. I take ketamine. It's a disassociative. I have taken it. I haven't taken it for like 20 years. Back since I used to rave. Keyword is blob. It's ma'am! All right, what do we got next? Oh, God. Oh, God.
So before anyone says I'm looking for sympathy, I'm not.
I'm not looking for sympathy. I just came onto the internet to cry about being misgendered. I just came on the internet, but I don't want your sympathy. All right? Just go ahead and hurl your insults, the slings and arrows, the cruel world.
Got into another fight with my parents about my freaking gender.
You got into a fight with your parents about your gender? Oh, did they call you by your name, by your dead name? Oh. See, look, just because you're fat and you smell bad and you're ugly and you have no talent and you have no friends and you get no attention at school because you're too stupid to be able to fucking pass a test, right? Because of all those things, it doesn't mean you're trans. It just means that you're a terrible person. It just means you need to, learn how to crochet, right? Go out there and be the best damn crocheter in the world, right? Macrame. Fucking learn how to fucking surf. Do something. God. That'll make your life fulfilling, right? All this gender bullshit, it doesn't make anybody feel better, right? It just makes them more miserable. Look at them.
Non-binary. I've been non-binary for a long time. I haven't come out until recently because keeping it in was just, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't listen to myself be called she, and I'm like, well, my parents accept me for being gay, so sort of. So maybe they'll accept it.
SpaysE, you are my disassociative. Oh, thank you, Freddie. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Make wigwams great again, y'all. All right, fuck this moron. Let's see what they say. When I get back on my feet, I'm out of here. How did I know she wasn't on her feet and she still lived at home? Yeah, why else would she care about what her parents said? You know the easiest way to avoid this situation, move out. Yeah. How dare you disrespect my pronouns while I call you cisgendered, chest-feeding, and birthing human? What are you guys talking about? Let's see here. What is this? Me. Whoa. All woman and proud. Yeah. That's what a woman looks like. Does she got a gold cross on? Is that a gold cross? I believe it is. Oh, she's enough to make me a fucking sniveling pile of dirt. All right. Not saying parents can't be mean to their kids, but I know that I would have preferred a misgendering. Probably not alone there. At some point, as an adult, you're responsible for your own self-esteem. Yes, I agree. Right? Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid, oh man, if all my parents did was my parents did misgender me. My mom would call me a faggot. Right? Like, right, my family, that's how I did grow up. Right? Yeah, and I didn't give a shit about that. It was all the fucking mental and physical abuse that was, tragic. My parents accept me for being gay, so I had to go even further to get the shock value and victimhood status I really want. Exactly. And don't forget the attention, right? Because if you subscribe to this fucking bullshit, right, everybody will tell you how awesome you are, and they'll, like, all the other weird, ugly fucking social misfits will want to have sex with you, right? Now you can bang girls, right? All you have to do, guys, all you have to do to get that hot piece of ass right there is just say you don't know what your pronouns are, right? That you don't have any pronouns. That you want to go by dick self, right? When Jesus comes back, who is gonna be the first to hold up a cross? If Jesus comes, I'll be the first. I'll be like, hey man, I never really I always thought you were real at least. I always thought you were a real person at least. No, if God shows up, I'll be like, oh damn, that must be God, right? God shows up like breathing life into fucking clay golems, right? I'll be the first to be like, oh guys, God is real. I just met him. He blew life into my fucking clay pot, and it came to life. Right? I'm not saying that I think God's out of the question. I just ain't never seen him. Right? You'd think if there was a God, he would, I don't know, be a God? I don't fucking know. I thought that's how it worked. What has this person got?
So, I thought I was looking pretty cute today.
Ha! Well, you thought wrong. Now I know that you're blind and stupid.
Not, super.
Why do they all look exactly the same? Why do they all look exactly the same? They all look exactly the same. Big chins, big, dumb, stupid glasses, bad, ugly fucking haircuts. Right?
I didn't do my makeup, but I decided to stop at Burger King before work today. And the guy, to my face, calls me bro.
That's not, and energy is neither created nor destroyed, and entropy in a system tends towards the maximum. Right? Right? Energy is not lost, it just converts into other forms. What okay. That kind of proves that we don't, then that means that the universe will just run forever on its own.
Twice. And I know bro isn't inherently a masculine term. Some
oh, they called you bro?
Way.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. That must be hard for you, bro.
But, I guess
you got pink glasses on. How did they know you were a boy? How could they guess you had a penis? You had pink glasses on?
As him misgendering me?
Nothing means you're a girl more than having pink glasses. Right? And stupid hair. More like, bruh.
And I have trouble seeing why.
One.
I guess. I mean, fuck my shirt for one. Bra strapping,
Oh, guys. Nothing means you're more girl than having lips on your shirt. That's what a woman is. We finally figured it out. A woman has a fucking lip on her shirt and a V-neck, right? And fake cleavage they got by taping their fat titties together.
Literally got this just in his face, and he just calls me bro. like twice.
No, probably like, bruh. Probably like, bruh. Come on, man. Don't show me your fucking taped together fat titties.
I have a feeling it's probably my voice of all things. But it wasn't like through the drive-thru or anything. Like this was like to my face.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I don't get it.
Oh, just because you're a bitch doesn't mean you're a woman, okay?
Like,
all women are bitches, but not all bitches are women, okay?
I don't know where to go with this. But it's upsetting.
It's upsetting. Oh, cry about it, bruh. Oh, bro, why you mad, bruh? I don't know what the fuck this is, but here we go.
I'm a proud he, she, they, them, whatever.
Yeah? Yeah? Well, well, at least you are as dumb as you look. It sounds like this guy's as dumb as he looks.
That's
rare. That's rare that somebody's as dumb as they
boyfriend
look.
to a beautiful woman. I am a girlfriend to a handsome trans man. And I'm also a girlfriend to an incredibly beautiful woman.
Wow. Wow. There are little kids in the background. Do you guys see the kids back here? Why are there kids? Why is this guy talking like that to kids? Oh, I fuck a trans woman. A trans man. I'm gay, binary, non-fucking sensical. Bruh.
Growing up in this town, my mother always told me to love myself for who I am, not what I am not. Not all of us can be as lucky and have a supporter like that. In fact, I knew friends in school who would bring an entire change of clothes with them so they could dress the way that they felt inside and be free of persecution that they would feel at home.
There are kids in the back. Kids, what you need to do is go steal your sister's panties and bring them to school, and I'll help you put them on.
Or the sideways glances. One of the first things we learn in a healthy family is trust, and unfortunately, some parents don't trust their children.
Yeah, in my family, we learned about trust by touching each other's genitals.
When they say, "This is me."
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I'm here to teach your kids, is how to touch my genitals. You guys know that roughly one in like 5 students will be raped, or will be will have inappropriate contact with their teacher. Remember, 10 million students, right now, there are 10 million kids out there that have been like hit on by their teacher, touched by their teacher, raped by their teacher, in a relationship with their teacher, to that effect, right? Like 1 in 10 students, that's what it was, 1 in 10, right? Roughly 10 million students, right? 1 in 10, right? Get raped, get inappropriately touched by their teacher. And I bet that's how this guy is going to lose his job. All right, next, it's this bitch right here. So this guy right here, like, puts a dress on and goes to restaurants and then films them misgendering them, right? And then he acts like it was stabbed in the heart, right? And so that he never has to pay for his meals. All right, let's go. This guy's just hustling these people out of lobster and shit. When you look at the shit he orders like the most expensive shit on the menu, right? Like, it's always like clams and lobster and steak and like 5 plates of shit. Because he expects to be misgendered, and then he's going to walk out and not pay the bill, right? That's what they're doing right now.
I know it was not in bad faith. It so rarely is, but it still hurts a lot.
It hurts when they misgender me. That's why I film every meal I have at a restaurant, right? And order the most expensive shit on the menu, right? That's why I do that, right? Because it hurts so bad. It's not to get a bunch of money off of fucking TikTok and to get like a fucking $500 fucking dinner for free. No, it's literally because the pain of you calling me a boy when I clearly look like a boy and sound like a boy. This is like the 10th one we've seen of this person.
Hey, sorry, I'm gonna head out. The server called me sir, unfortunately, so it just kind of like...
It's like, why would you walk around with the camera filming yourself eating at all these restaurants all the time, right? You know what's gonna happen, right? Look at him. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts deep in my fucking fuckhole, in my surgically created vagina tube.
Even though I know he didn't mean it, it was like, it just hurts every time. It's like so hard to sit down and have a meal after that happens. It's okay. I know he didn't mean it, but it just hurts.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Right? Listen.
Even though I know he didn't mean it. Hey, sorry, I'm gonna head out. The server called me sir, unfortunately, so it just kind of like... even though I know he didn't mean it, it was like, it just hurts every time. It's like so hard to sit down and have a meal after that happens. It's okay. I know he didn't mean it, but it just hurts. But
Sure.
I'm sure. Huh? Okay. Wait, what were you saying?
Looks like they smoked all their teeth up too. Looks like they're smoking their teeth up at an alarming rate. Yeah, these people are all on drugs.
Another
time.
Another time. Thank you. Even a free meal is not. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah. See, free meal, a free meal, right? And guys, Lily Lovelace, right? You can support them on Patreon so they can make more videos of them dining and dashing, right? When I was a kid, we would just run and leave. We would get up and run out, right? We would come in and we'd order steaks and fucking, and then we'd run. We'd leave. Or we'd get breakfast at Perkins. I've done that before. I'll admit to that. I actually did that one time. I did Perkins. We dined and dashed, and I did Outback Steakhouse one time. Right? At least we had the decency to, not, ruin another person. We already ruined your day by not paying, right? At least we didn't try to get somebody fired on top of it. At least we had the decency to steal the goddamn meal, right? Tam Tam said he's going to try that shit. Are you a girl, Tam Tam? I think you told me you were a girl one time. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Tell him not to forget his prostate checkup when he turns 50. Right? Yeah. What are the archaeologists going to say when they dig up your bones? They're going to be like, oh, this guy liked to shove lots of things up their ass. I didn't make that joke. I heard that from somebody else. He probably gets it checked every night, his prostate. He probably gets his prostate checked every night, guys. All right, yeah, so U.S. struck Yemen, right? All the fucking hostages are dead in Israel, according to Hamas. Probably dead. China may have invented a new brain virus in their labs. They claim to have a 100% mortality rate. You got to decolonize your gender, guys. Make sure, I want all of you tonight to think about your whiteness and decolonize your gender. And don't stop. Don't stop until you don't have any gender left. I got caught stealing the Prince single from the Batman movie. I got caught stealing Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies. Yeah. It's a good album. At Booth's Corner in, I want to say Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Booth's Corner. It's like the Amish market. That's what we called it, an Amish market. It's like an Amish flea market. And I got caught stealing at the 7-Eleven when I was a kid. Okay, so, like, when I was a kid, okay, I grew up real poor, right? So, we didn't always have, like, food and shit at my house. That's not reason to steal, right? But I didn't know any better, right, when I was a kid. And, right, I figured out that every morning when I went to school, right, I could pretty much steal anything I wanted from the gas station because there was like 100 people in there, right? And so that's what we do. Me and my friends, we do that every morning. We go up on our way to school. We would steal a bunch of fucking candy, right? And I would sell some of it at school, and then I would eat it, and that would be like my food, like all the time, most time, some of the time, right? I also steal pretzels on the way to school if I could. Like there's these Ben Franklin pretzels. If you're from Philly, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and they would drop them off like at all the little delis around town. And so on my way to school, I would, sometimes I would get up like a half hour early and walk to school just to make sure I could get pretzels. And then, like if I was really hungry, and like so, yeah, because like at lunch, like that was my lunch was pretzels and candy, right? Because we didn't have like hot lunch at school. You had to bring your own lunch, and I didn't have any lunch, so that was my lunch every day, right? And fucking well, one day, right, I rode the bus to school because I was running real late, right? No. My mom didn't want me being late to school, right? Because I'd be late all the time walking to school. So she made me ride the bus. She, like, stood at the bus stop and made me get on it, right? Right? Because she was a bitch, right? She didn't want me to have shit, right? She did. Literally, that's what it was. Like, she didn't want me, like, coming home with food because she wanted me to starve or something. I don't fucking know. But anyway, so that day, right? Well, now I don't have any candy, right? Or nothing. I don't have shit, right? So on the way home from school, fucking went into 7-Eleven and started fucking filling up my backpack like I would do in the morning time, and they fucking caught me, right? Because there's nobody. There's like 3 people in the store, right? And then in the morning, there's like 100 people in the store, right? This is Philadelphia. It's like 5 million people in the city, right? There's like 100 people in the store, right? There's nothing they can do. They got a line full of people, right? Right? But at nighttime, right, that shit don't fly. They were on me, too. They knew what I was there to do. Right? They're probably the same people that worked in the morning. I don't fucking know. You're good at stealing? Oh, at starting shit. Yeah, so, yeah, I got caught. I went to jail. Like, the police took me to jail. I was, like, 10 years. I was 9 or 10 years old. And you think I had it bad? My brother had it way worse. My little brother had it way worse. His mom was, like, really bad. Really, really bad. So, he never had a chance, my little brother, man. Anyway, yeah. So, that's my story of getting arrested when I was a kid for shoplifting. And then I got arrested again for robbing cars when I was like 14. Not stealing cars. My little brother stole cars. But now I don't steal. I haven't stolen since I ran away from home when I was like in my mid-16s. Like 16, almost 17. Cool, guys. Yeah. So that's it. That's my story of getting caught shoplifting and stealing from cars. Oh, and I did steal again because dining and dashing is stealing, I guess. But that's not really. No, it's more of a fun thing to do. You do it more for the fun of it, right? And to get the free food, but also we could have paid for it. We just didn't. We're being assholes. All right, yeah, so that's it. So Robert Plant's badass. Yeah, I don't now I haven't been I hardly ever get in trouble. Like I don't hardly do shit. Like I only been caught selling drugs one time. That's it. All right, guys. Well, as you know, YouTube fucking hates this channel. They fucking strike me. They take away my good channels. They fucking demonetize me. And they hide my show from other people so that my channel will never grow. So if that's why I depend on you guys' support. So if you guys could just check your, make sure all of your notifications are turned on and that you're all still subscribed. No, my birthday's not on the 9th. My birthday's in June. Yep, June. Yeah, so, and I don't even have all my links. I can't put links in the fucking chat anymore, in my descriptions anymore. They took away that too. So I can't even put my Patreon link in the description anymore. But Blind Dude, you became a Patreon. Thank you, Blind Dude. You're a fucking badass. You're a badass, bro. Thank you so much. You're a fucking badass. Yeah, so if you guys want to support, this is my Venmo. I got that earlier. So there that is. But yeah, no, I can't even put links into my Patreon anymore or nothing. Or to websites or not. I can't put any links in my descriptions at all. That's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Well, if you send me an email, I'll give you an address. Here, I'll give you an address if you send me an email. I have an address you can send stuff. As long as it's not like, well, shit, you can even send weed now in Ohio. I can have up to like, I think, a quarter pound of weed now. Sorry, it's dark in here. Here, send me an email. Yeah, Ohio, baby. Oh, it's a federal. Then how does all the, I don't think it's illegal for me to receive it. I just think it's illegal for you to send it. Because I can buy weed online and have it mailed to my house, right? There's companies that tell me that because I live in Ohio, I can have weed mailed to my house. No, it's illegal for you to send it, but not illegal for me to receive it. Because there's companies that literally will mail weed to your house right now. I don't fucking know. I don't think they're in state. I think they're not in state at all. Mood Cannabis. They'll mail it straight to your house. If you live in a legal state. So, I don't know. I guess it's legal. Where they're at, maybe it's legal to send it. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I just know that they can mail it to me. I imagine it's because of I live in Ohio. Because you have to live in a legal state. Why are you ready to flip out over Tam Tam? Better dead than red, indeed, Freddie. Yeah, no, I mean, I smoke really good weed all the time. Like shit that's like purple and pink and shit, and fucking covered in fucking crystals, and it has lab reports and shit. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys all for coming out. Oh, man, we've been going a while. What time is it? Damn, it's 11:30. This was a 2.5-hour show. That's pretty good for a late show. I don't normally go that long. I normally do like an hour and a half. I had fun. So I'm going to delete this video, but I'm going to chop out like the 2 different parts of it, and just all the stuff at the beginning I'm going to chop out. And just chop it into 2 parts. So there'll be the gender fluid part, and then there'll be the World War III and all that bullshit. All right. All right, guys. Well, I will see you tomorrow for the press secretary. Remember, we go live with all kinds of content whenever the fuck I want. What? You want to fight about it? All right. The best way to stay informed is to subscribe and click the little bell, and that way you never miss a single live broadcast. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Big shout-outs to Blind Dude and Freddie for hooking it up. Blind Dude became a Patreon because he's a fucking badass. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. No, we got a song. All right, let's play it. I don't hear nothing. There we go.
Don't piss me off.
Nice record. Who picked this out? Me too. Girl, go. Good spin, girl.
Don't piss me off. I suggest you don't piss me off. And again, don't piss me off. I suggest you don't piss me off. And again, don't piss me off. I suggest you don't piss me off. And again, don't piss me off. I suggest you don't piss me off. Don't come to my rave and piss me off. That's not
don't come to my rave.
Don't piss me off. Buy out the bar. Don't piss me off. 10 mad, 1 bottle of piss me off.
Hey, that's me.
Don't piss me
yes.
off. Look on the head. Don't piss
that's
me off.
Me.
That DJ's dead. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. I suggest you don't piss me off. And again, don't piss me off. I suggest you don't piss me off. And again, don't piss me off. I suggest you don't piss me off. And again, don't piss me
Don't come to Manhattan. Piss me off.